Autopsy shows Jennifer Wambua was strangled using bare hands. Former NTV news anchor Winnie Mukami succumbs to COVID-19. Tanzanians hasten to make history as the first female president. MPs debate on division of revenue as row with Treasury over CDF persists. Kenya thumbs sorry Uganda in hockey friendly, and welcome. A postmortem on the body of murdered National Land Commission Deputy Communications Director Jennifer Wambua has revealed that she was strangled using bare hands. According to the chief government pathologist Johasen Oduor, the body also had facial injuries, which show that she fought with the people who killed her. Ms. Wambua's lifeless body was found lying in Gong Forest on Saturday, March 13th, the year 2021, by a herdsman who alerted the police. The body was then moved to City Mortuary, where it was positively identified by relatives. Following the shocking murder of Ms. Wambua, who was a key witness in the case involving theft of 122 million shillings from the government advertising agency, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Nordin Haji, has ordered a thorough investigation to find her killers. And on matters of COVID-19, former NTV News anchor Winnie Mukami is dead, the latest to succumb to COVID-19, whose third wave is ravaging the country with high fatalities and infections. Winnie died at Nairobi National Hospital, where she had been receiving treatment since last week when she was diagnosed with the virus. Winnie worked at NTV from 2003 to 2010 when she joined private practice with her public relations company. She was later appointed a board member of Kenya Pipeline until last year when she was dropped. She had taken a low profile since the dismissal from the Kenya Pipeline. Prior to joining NTV, Winnie, who was a current affairs program presenter at state broadcaster KBC. Her death follows that of Robin Njogu, the Royal Media Services managing editor in charge of radio, who also succumbed to COVID-19 after a month in the intensive care unit of Aga Khan Hospital. And on matters of politics of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan is a soft-spoken Muslim woman thrust with the obscure role of vice president to become Tanzania's first female leader after John Magufuli's sudden death. Under the constitution, Hassan, the country's 61-year-old vice president, will serve the remainder of Magufuli's second-year term, which does not expire until 2025. A former office clerk and development worker, Hassan began her political career in 2000 in her native Zanzibar, a semi-autonomous archipelago, before being elected to the National Assembly of mainland Tanzania and assigned a senior ministry. A ruling stalwart, she rose through the ranks until she being picked by Magufuli as his running mate in his first presidential election campaign in 2015. The Chama cha Mapinduzi comfortably won, and Hassan made history when she was sworn in as the country's first ever female vice president. The pair were re-elected last October in a disputed poll the opposition and independent observers said was marred by irregularities. She would sometimes represent Magufuli on trips abroad, but many outside Tanzania had not heard of Hassan until she appeared on national television wearing a black headscarf to announce that Magufuli had died at 61 following a short illness. In slowly and softly spoken address, as stark contrast to the thundering rhetoric favored by her predecessor, Hassan solemnly declared 14 days of mourning. And on matters of national politics, members of the National Assembly have for the second time deferred a vote that would have paved way for the second reading of the Division of Revenue Bill to Tuesday next week. The bill, which has always attracted controversy since 2013, is crucial in the budget-making process as it provides the equitable division of revenue raised nationally among the national and the county levels of government as required by the Constitution. House Deputy Majority Whip Mau Kamau petitioned Speaker Justin Muturi to shelve the vote of the bill after members failed to reach a consensus during an initial informal meeting that had been okayed by the Speaker during the Thursday morning sitting. Maure, who rose on point of order, reported that no resolution was arrived at the informal meeting, or popularly known as a kamukunji, that lasted for 45 minutes. The deferment of the matter was unanimous, as the members agreed that they will only prosecute the matter once Treasury releases the National Government Constituency Development Fund in full for the financial year 2020-2021 and other outstanding arrears. Attempts by the House Majority Leader Amos Kimunya to warn the House that another deferment would have dire consequences were shouted down by the agitated lawmakers, who lamented that the lack of CDF money had stalled the development in the respective constituencies. And finally, on matters of sports, Kenya women's hockey team Thursday got off to a flying start, humiliating Uganda 11-0 in a one-sided affair at the international friendly matches kicked off at the Sikh Union in Nairobi. Both teams rest on Friday before their second match on Saturday in the three-day tournament that ends on Sunday. Kenya dominated in all fronts, leading 3-0 in the first quarter. Gilio Kumu sounded the boards in the 6th minute before youngster Grace Bwire added a goal in a minute later. Buoyed by the home advantage, Naomi Kemunto got her name on the scoresheet in the 13th minute. Hits and misses characterized the second quarter as both teams failed to score. Kenya later rediscovered themselves in the third quarter as Okumu, Bwire and Kemunto completed their braces. Bwire, who is 19, was joy to the match, completing her hat-trick with the 12 minutes to stoppage time as the experienced Flavian Mutivia scored a brace, while Caroline Guchu and team captain Tracy Karanja added a goal each to the Kenya and deserved the win. And that brings us to the end of the primetime news. My name is Omondi Otieno.
We work across the borders, local to international. KUFM News Desk. We bring